tuning in to This Week in Poker. The first ever World Poker Tour Gulf Coast Poker Championship came to a close early this week, and the champion is Bill the Stunning One Edler.
Edler's win boosted him up to second in the Card Player of the Year race, which put J.C. Tran in third and Tom Schneider in fourth. This year has been an amazing one for Edler. Of the over $3.3 million that he's earned in tournament play, over $2.6 million was won in 2007. He also claimed his first World Series of Poker bracelet this summer in the six-handed no-limit event.
Edler won over $747,000 for his first World Poker Tour victory. It was quite a win, since when there were 17 players remaining in the tournament and the blinds were 4,000 and 8,000, Edler had only 2,000 chips. Somehow Edler managed to hang on to those chips, and then he took everybody else's. The runner-up was David Robbins, and he claimed just over $411,000. We have Edler on the phone right now to tell us about how he turned 2 chips into a World Poker Tour title.
Hi, Bill. How are you?
I am terrific. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. First of all, congratulations on your win.
Well, thank you very much. I'm a little bitter to be here in Mississippi because all poker players know that one of the big perks of winning a tournament is sitting next to you and being interviewed.
Yes, well, once you get back to Las Vegas, we'll sure to have you in the studios.
I look forward to that.
Now you've made what's being called one of the biggest comebacks in the history of poker. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm sure it was statistically, but what I think about it is, to be honest, a little sheepish. It's when you only have 2,000 in chips, the road from 2,000 to about 130,000 was pure luck. I had to have 3 different hands somehow hold up. One of them was 4-handed, one was 3-handed, and the other was heads up, but heads up with the worst of it. And won all 3 of them. It was my lucky day. And from then on, I was proud of how I battled, but to make a comeback like that, you got to be awful lucky.
How did you get down so low?
I made a horrible call for all but 2 of my chips with ace-10 against kings, and I flopped an ace, so it looked like I was going to be rewarded for my stupidity, but the guy turned a king and got the pot that he deserved, and should have knocked me out. I should have been in 17th.
So when you only had 2 chips left, did you think there was any way that you could come back and win?
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of stupid that way. I sure didn't think it was probable, but I know it's possible. Yeah. Those chips sure multiply up pretty quickly. I went from 2 to about 12 to about 55 in 2 hands. So it's when you're playing with Andes in there, it's you get a little extra action on your dollar.
Wow, that's great. So when you made it to the final table, you were third in chips, is that correct?
Yeah, there were 3 of us that were all in a virtual tie, but I was technically in third.
Were you confident when you got there?
I was. Tom Franklin was at the table. We all know him and respect his game. He's a fine player for sure. I had the advantage of being to his left. And then the other 4 players were clearly less experienced, so I had that advantage. However, none of them were fish. It was a tougher table than you'd expect from 4 random people from the south. They'd all earned their way there, obviously.
Well, when you got heads up, you won the heads up battle in 20 hands. Were you the aggressor?
Yeah, to the point of maybe being a maniac. After my 2 good friends, Peter Feldman and Gavin Smith, were in the audience, and we talked about it afterwards, and they were pretty critical of my heads-up play, but luckily the deck hit me enough that I got the job done.
Well, you just won your World Series of Poker bracelet this summer, and then you just took down a WPT title, and this has just been in the past couple months. Do you know what the reason for this is? Are you just playing the best poker of your life?
Well, that may be a small contributor. I hope to think that as I play, I learn and improve. I've been on the circuit now for 2 years, and so I hope I'm playing better than I was 2 years ago, or a year ago, and even 6 months ago. But streaks like this don't continue. I'm not going to start winning a tournament a month or every other tournament. That's not the way poker works. So obviously, it's been I've run good during this stretch, and and I mean that's clearly the biggest contributor to my success.
Great. Well, we hope to have you back here in the studios, and good luck.
Thank you very much. You have a beautiful day, and everyone listening, have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks, Bill.
The next stop on the World Poker Tour is the Borgata Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey. The preliminary events at the Borgata began on the 5th, and they have had huge turnouts. The first tournament was a $550 buy-in event with a first-place prize of over $125,000. The Borgata Poker Open's $10,000 buy-in championship event begins at 11 a.m. Eastern Time this Sunday. Make sure to check out cardplayer.com for live updates, chip counts, photos, and, of course, videos starting on September 16th.
The first annual Caesars Palace Classic starts early next month, and we're excited to announce that Card Player Media is the official media partner. That means that the Card Player Tournament reporting team will be there when the $10,000 buy-in main event begins on October 22nd. Card Player will provide you with live updates, chip counts, player blogs, photos, and videos from the culminating tournament of the Caesars Palace Poker Classic.
The preliminary events begin on October 12th. The first tournament of the Caesars Palace Classic is a $550 buy-in no-limit event. There are a total of 13 other preliminaries, including a variety of games like Limit Hold'em, Omaha 8 or Better, and Pot Limit Omaha, preceding the $10,000 buy-in main event.
Team USA came out on top of the 4th PokerStars World Cup of Poker, which took place in Barcelona, Spain. Greg Raymer led the United States to victory by snagging lots of chips early on. For winning the World Cup of Poker, Team USA pocketed $100,000. Team Romania came in second place and earned $60,000 for their efforts.
The World Series of Poker Europe's main event final table begins tomorrow. The tournament had a buy-in equivalent to $20,700 US dollars. That makes first place worth over $2 million US dollars. Lots of professionals, including Doyle Brunson, Kirk Morrison, Vanessa Russo, and Jeff Madsen, have already been eliminated, but there is still plenty in contention, and they are all looking to win a World Series of Poker bracelet.
The first World Series of Poker bracelet to be awarded off of U.S. soil went to Thomas Bill. The German poker professional ended up heads up against Jennifer Harmon, and he emerged triumphant. Kirk Morrison came in third in that tournament, and Chris Jesus Ferguson was a fourth-place finisher.
Dario Alioto won almost $500,000, not to mention a World Series of Poker bracelet in the Pot Limit Omaha event. It had a buy-in equivalent to just over $10,000 US dollars. This was Alioto's second major tournament cash. He final tabled a Pot Limit Omaha 8 or Better event at this year's World Series of Poker. Ishtan Novak took second place in the Pot Limit Omaha event in London.
In other European poker tournament news, the Grosvenor United Kingdom Poker Tour recently stopped in Plymouth, and Julian Thew emerged triumphant. Thew defeated a field of 178 players to claim the £69,500 first-place prize, in addition to a £3,000 seat in the grand final. Chaz Chada came in second when his ace-deuce failed to improve against Thew's pocket nines.
In South Africa, online poker may soon be legal. The parliament recently passed the National Gambling Amendment Bill, which would regulate online gaming. The bill would make it necessary for gaming vendors to obtain national licenses and to keep their servers within the country's borders. Next, the bill goes before the National Council of Provinces, and, if it is approved there, it will be presented to the president to be signed into law.
Back here in the United States, our government is still putting the smackdown on poker players. WPT champion Mike Gratz and fellow professional Chris Bell were recently busted in a raid of a North Carolina poker tournament. The two poker players, along with 69 others, were charged with a misdemeanor in gambling.
20 officers from North Carolina's Alcohol Law Enforcement Agency snatched over $70,000 from the poker players. Gratz said that, in a way, it's kind of like how Doyle had it bad in his day, when the cops would come in and take all of the money, but the players are going to end up playing somewhere. He also told Card Player that it was just a group of friends playing poker in the middle of nowhere, and that the police could find something better to do with 20 hours of their time.
And that sums up This Week in Poker. I'm Christy Arnett.
And I'm Lizzie Harrison for Card Player TV.